The caterpillar shouldn't be moving. Raya's fingers lock around the thing before her brain catches up. Black and gold, spine slick with something that smells like burnt metal. It pulses against her palm, warm and wrong, clinging to her son's ear like it's trying to burrow inside. Lucian's eyes are too wide. No scream, just that awful silence children make when fear steals their voice. She yanks. The creature comes free with a wet sound that makes her stomach flip. It rides in her hand, legs scrambling against her skin, but there's no pain, no burn, just the weight of something alive that shouldn't exist in a Los Angeles office lobby at 6 in the morning. Behind her, someone gasps. Raya spins. A man in a tailored suit, black fabric, red collar, tattoos creeping up his neck, stands frozen near the elevator bank. His mouth opens, closes. His hand moves toward his jacket. "Who are you?" Her voice cuts harder than she means it to. "Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is." The man doesn't answer. His eyes lock on the thing squirming in her fist, and something shifts in his expression. Not fear, recognition. "Give that to me." His accent thick, Korean maybe, words clipped like commands he's used to people obeying. "Get away from my son." Lucian's fingers dig into her leg. He's shaking now. That silent tremor that means he's sensing something she can't see. He's always been like this. Too aware, too tuned to danger that hasn't arrived yet. The man pulls something from his jacket. Not a gun. A steel case, small and hinged, lined with foam that looks medical. He flips it open with one hand. "Put it in here. Now." Raya's grip tightens on the creature. "I don't know you. I'm not giving you anything. You don't understand what you're holding." "Then explain." His jaw works. For 3 seconds, he just stares at her like she's a problem he's trying to solve without violence. Then his phone buzzes. He glances at the screen, and his whole body goes rigid. "We need to leave. Right now. We're not going anywhere. My boss will want to see you." The words land like a threat and a promise tangled together. Raya's heart kicks against her ribs. She works here. She cleans these floors every morning before the executives arrive. She's nobody. She doesn't have bosses who send armed men to collect her. But Lucian whispers, "Mom," and his voice cracks in that way that means he knows. Something bad is coming. The elevator doors open behind the man. Empty. Waiting. "Who is your boss?" The man's expression doesn't change, but his eyes do. Darker. Colder. Someone who will pay anything to understand how you touched that creature without dying. The lobby lights flicker. Once. Twice. Then the front doors swing open, and 3 black SUVs pull up to the curb outside. Windows tinted, engines running, the kind of vehicles that don't ask permission. Raya's breath catches. She looks at Lucian. He's staring at the SUVs like he's seeing ghosts. The man steps closer, voice dropping to something almost gentle. "Please, if you run, they'll find you anyway. And next time, I won't be here to ask nicely." The creature in her hand stops moving. Just stops. Like it hurt him. Raya's phone buzzes in her pocket. She doesn't need to check it to know what it says. The same message that woke her at 4 this morning. The one she deleted 3 times. "We know what your hands can do." The man holds out the steel case. Outside, car doors open. Lucian's fingers tighten on her leg, and he whispers the words that break her. "Mom, something's watching us. Would you trust a stranger to protect your child, or run and risk losing everything?" The man at her door shouldn't know her name, but he does. Raya Triss. Not a question, a fact. His voice carries through the cheap wood like he owns the threshold. "Open the door." "We don't have time." She stands 3 feet back, Lucian pressed against her side, both of them still in the clothes they wore home from the lobby 2 hours ago. Her phone buzzes on the counter, 4th message in 10 minutes. She stopped reading them after the second one listed Lucian's school address. "I called the police," she lies. "No, you didn't." Her hand hovers near the deadbolt. She wants to check the peephole again, but she already knows what she'll see. The same man from the lobby. Minjae, he'd said his name was. Black suit, red collar, tattoos that probably mean something terrible. "How did you find my address?" Silence. Then, the same way we found the creature. The same way we've been tracking anomalies for 6 years. Anomalies. The word makes her skin crawl. Lucian tugs her sleeve. His lips move without sound, forming words she's learned to read. He's not lying. That's the problem. Her son has never been wrong about people. Not once. Another buzz. She glances at her phone screen. Bring the boy. Now. Her stomach drops. I don't have him, she calls through the door. Stupid lie. Obvious. The message wasn't for you. Min Jae's voice shifts. Less command, more urgency. It was meant for someone inside our organization. Someone who shouldn't have your contact information. Then why did I get it? Because someone wanted you found. The hallway light flickers outside. She hears it through the door. That electric hum before a bulb dies. But it doesn't die. It just keeps flickering. Lucian's hand goes cold in hers. Mom. He's looking at the window. The one that faces the street. The curtains are drawn, but light bleeds through the edges. Headlights, too many, too close. She moves to the window, pulls the curtain back an inch. Black SUVs. 4 of them now. Parked in a semicircle around her building like they're setting up a perimeter. Do you see them? Min Jae asks through the door. She doesn't answer. They're not ours. That makes it worse. Her phone buzzes again. She grabs it this time, reads the new message. Your name, workplace, 2487 Crenshaw Boulevard, apartment 3C. Son's school, Jefferson Elementary. Tell us where you hid it, or we take him instead. Her vision blurs. She shoves the phone in her pocket, grabs Lucian's shoulders, kneels to his eye level. Baby, I need you to listen. He nods, eyes too old for 7 years. If I tell you to run, you go to Mrs. Chen's apartment. You don't stop. You don't look back. Mom, promise me. His jaw trembles. Then he says something that stops her heart. He says the exact words Min Jae speaks through the door a half-second later. You're already in danger. Both voices. Same timing. Same cadence. Lucian's eyes go wide. He claps a hand over his mouth. Raya stares at her son. He's done this before. Finished people's sentences, predicted things he shouldn't know, but never like this. Never someone he's never met. Min Jae's voice comes again, quieter now. Please, just come with me. She looks at the door, at the window, at her son, who's trembling now, whose strange gift just confirmed the one thing she didn't want to believe. They're out of options. She unlocks the deadbolt, slides the chain free, opens the door 6 inches. Min Jae stands in the hallway, hands visible, empty. Behind him, 2 more men in dark suits, weapons barely concealed. Not pointing, just there. You have 30 seconds to decide, Min Jae says. After that, the people in those SUVs will decide for you. Who are they? The ones who made the creature. The ones who want to know why you survived touching it. I didn't survive anything. I just pulled it off my son. That's not possible. I'm looking at you, and it happened. Min Jae's expression shifts. Almost respect. Almost. My boss will explain, but we need to move. Outside, car doors slam. Footsteps on pavement, moving fast. Lucian grabs her hand, squeezes 3 times. Their signal. I trust you. Raya looks at Min Jae one more time. If you're lying, then you'll kill me yourself. I believe you. She doesn't know why, but she believes him too. She steps into the hallway, Lucian tucked against her side. The 2 men behind Min Jae move immediately, flanking them, creating a human wall between her and the stairwell. They take the back exit. Emergency stairs, metal railings slick with old paint. Lucian's sneakers squeak on each step. Min Jae moves ahead, phone pressed to his ear, speaking rapid Korean. They hit the ground floor. The alley door swings open. A black Mercedes idles 10 feet away. Engine purring, back door already open. Raya hesitates. Min Jae looks back at her. Last chance to run. She thinks about it. 1 second. 2. Then she hears the crash from inside the building. Glass breaking. Voices shouting. Someone screaming her name. Lucian bolts for the Mercedes. Raya follows. The door slams shut behind them. The locks click. The car moves before she can breathe. Through the tinted windows, she watches her building shrink behind them. Watches figures pour out of the front entrance, searching. Lucian sits beside her, perfectly still, staring at the seat in front of him. Then he whispers. They know about the creature. They know what it did. Min-jae, sitting in the front passenger seat, goes rigid. What did you say? Lucian doesn't repeat himself, but Raya hears it in her head, clear as a scream. They know what your hand can do. Can you imagine your safe world crumbling in minutes? Forced to trust strangers because the alternative is worse? The building doesn't look like danger. It looks like money. Glass and steel stretching 30 floors. Marble lobby with a fountain that probably costs more than Raya's annual salary. She's cleaned places like this. She's never been escorted through one like she matters. Min-jae walks ahead, 2 guards flanking them, moving through hallways that smell like leather and expensive cologne. Lucian's hand is clammy in hers. He hasn't spoken since the car, just watching, absorbing everything like he's memorizing escape routes. Smart kid. They stop at an elevator with no buttons. Min-jae presses his palm against a black glass panel. It glows blue. The doors open. Penthouse, he says. Not to her, to the guards. The elevator doesn't feel like it's moving, but her ears pop. 30 floors in under a minute. When the doors open, she smells something different. Antiseptic, metal. Underneath the luxury, something clinical. The room they enter is less office, more surgical theater disguised as a boardroom. Glass walls, steel furniture, lighting so bright it makes her squint. And sitting at the head of a table that looks carved from a single piece of black stone. A man who doesn't need to introduce himself. You just know when someone owns everything in a room, including the air. He's older than she expected. 50s maybe, silver threading through black hair, suit that probably costs more than her car. But it's his eyes that lock her in place. Dark, focused, weighing her like she's a specimen, he's deciding whether to dissect or discard. Beside him sits a boy, 8 years old, maybe 9. Dark hair, pale skin, staring at Lucian with an intensity that makes her instinctively pull her son closer. The boy doesn't blink, doesn't smile, just stares. And Lucian stares back. The man stands, doesn't offer a hand. My name is Kong Dae-sung. His English is perfect, accent barely there. You've already met Min-jae. Raya doesn't move. You're the one who's been sending me messages. No. He gestures to the chair across from him. Not a request. But I'm the one who needs to know how you touched something that should have killed you. I don't know what you're talking about. The creature. Black and gold. Spines coated in a neurotoxin that induces paralysis in under 3 seconds. You held it for 90 seconds and walked away. I pulled it off my son. That's not possible. She's tired of hearing that. You keep saying that, but I'm standing here. Kang's jaw tightens. He reaches beneath the table, presses something. A panel slides open in the wall behind him, revealing a glass case. Inside, suspended in clear fluid, the creature. Same black and gold body. Same spines, but bigger now, fuller like it's been fed. Raya's stomach twists. That's not the same one. No, Kong says quietly. This one we found 6 years ago, in my son's crib. The boy beside him doesn't react, doesn't flinch. He just keeps staring at Lucian like he's waiting for something. Kong continues, voice colder now. We removed it, or tried. It dissolved the moment our specialists touched it, turned to liquid and soaked into the bedding. But the damage was already done. What damage? Kong looks at his son. Something crosses his face, grief, rage, maybe both. My son is deaf. Congenital hearing loss, the doctor said. But we know the truth. Something attached itself to his auditory nerves and never let go. Raya's breath catches. She looks at the boy again. He's still staring at Lucian, but now she sees it. The way he's reading lips, the slight tilt of his head like he's compensating for something missing. I'm sorry, she says, and means it. But I don't understand what that has to do with me. Kong moves closer, not threatening, desperate, because you touched the creature we found this morning. You held it, and it didn't dissolve. He pulls a phone from his pocket, taps the screen, turns it toward her. Security footage. The lobby. Her, holding the creature. Min-jae watching. You pulled it free intact. That's never happened before. I didn't do anything special. I just grabbed it. No. Kang's voice drops. You did something impossible. The glass case behind him starts to hum. Low. vibrating like a frequency just below hearing. Raya feels in her teeth. Lucian whimpers. She looks down. His face has gone pale. He's staring at the case, at the creature inside, and his lips are moving. Mom, it's awake. Kong spins. The creature in the case is moving now. Slow, deliberate, legs unfurling. It presses against the glass, and the liquid around it starts to glow. Min-jae steps forward, hand on his weapon. Sir, it's never done that before. Kong stares at the case, then at Raya. It's reacting to her. That's impossible. Stop saying that. Raya snaps. She's shaking now, anger bleeding through fear. You keep telling me what's impossible, but you're the one with a creature in a jar that just woke up when I walked in. Kong goes quiet. Then he does something she doesn't expect. He kneels beside his son, signs something with his hands, graceful, practiced. The boy signs back, fingers moving fast. Kang's expression shifts. He stands, looks at Raya. My son wants to know if you can help him. I'm not a doctor. I don't even know what that thing is. But you can touch it. You can remove it. Kong steps closer, and for the first time, she sees past the expensive suit and the cold authority. She sees a father. Every specialist I've hired has failed. Every treatment has failed. But you, he stops, takes a breath. You're the first person who's ever held one of these creatures and survived. Raya looks at the boy, at Lucian, at the creature pressing against the glass like it's trying to reach her. Kang's next words are soft, almost pleading. Show me how you did it. Do it. He pauses. To my son. The room goes silent. The creature stops moving, and Raya realizes this was never a request. It was an audition. What would you sacrifice to give a child back something they lost? Even if it means stepping into a world you don't understand. Raya doesn't move. Kong stands 3 feet away, waiting, his son beside him with eyes that beg for something she doesn't know how to give. Behind them, the creature presses against the glass, watching her like it knows something she doesn't. No! The word drops like a stone. Kang's expression doesn't change, but Min-jae shifts behind her, hand drifting toward his jacket. She feels it without looking. No! Kong repeats, like he's never heard the word before. I'm not touching your son until I understand what's happening. I just explained. You told me you don't know what these things are. You told me every doctor failed. You're asking me to experiment on child. He's my child. That doesn't make it okay. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Then Kong does something that surprises her. He laughs. Quiet, bitter, but real. You're refusing me. Yes. Do you know how many people refuse me? I don't care. Min-jae tenses. She hears it in the way his breath catches. But Kong raises a hand, stopping whatever violence was about to happen. You should care. His voice stays calm, but there's an edge now. I'm offering you protection, money, safety for your son. All you have to do is help mine. And if I can't, if I touch him and nothing happens, or worse, then we find another way. You mean you find someone else? Kong doesn't answer. Raya looks at the boy again. He's watching her lips, reading every word. His hands move, signing to his father. Kang's jaw tightens. What did he say? He asked if you're afraid of him. Her chest aches. She kneels down, meeting the boy's eyes. No, sweetheart. I'm not afraid of you. She signs it too. Clumsy, basic ASL she learned from coworker years ago. The boy's eyes widen. Just a little. Enough. I'm afraid of hurting you. She continues, still signing. I don't know what I'm doing. The boy signs back. Slow, deliberate. Kong translates. He says you're the first person who's ever asked him if it's okay. Raya's throat tightens. She looks up at Kong. You've brought specialists before. Yes. And they just tried things? Without asking him. Kang's silence is answer enough. She stands, anger replacing fear. He's not an experiment. He's my son. Then treat him like one. The room goes so quiet, she hears the hum of the lights overhead. Min-jae has gone completely still. Even Lucian, pressed against the far wall, is barely breathing. Kong stares at her. 5 seconds. 10. Then he nods. You're right. Raya blinks. What? You're right. He kneels beside his son, signs something. The boy's face shifts, confusion, then something that looks like relief. Kong stands. He agrees. If you're going to try, He wants you to explain what you're doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. Then we find out together. He gestures to a chair beside the glass case. Not commanding this time. Asking. Raya hesitates. Looks at Lucian. He nods. That small, scared nod that means I trust you. She sits. Kong brings his son forward. The boy, Do Hyun, she learns from Kang's quiet introduction, sits across from her. His eyes are steady now. Curious. Tell me what happened in the lobby, Kong says. I saw it on Lucian's ear. I grabbed it. Pulled. Did it hurt? No. Did you feel anything? She thinks. Warmth. Like it was alive. But not fighting me. Kong leans forward. Not fighting. It felt like she struggles for words. Like it let go. Min-jae steps closer. That's not possible. When we tried to remove them, they dissolved immediately. Defense mechanism. Maybe it didn't see me as a threat. Why not? I don't know. Kong exchanges a look with Min-jae. Something unspoken passes between them. Fear, maybe, or realization. Try, Kong says quietly. Please. Raya looks at Do Hyun. Signs. Can I touch your ear? He nods. She reaches out. Slow. Careful. Her fingertips brush the skin behind his left ear, and light, faint beneath the surface. Pulsing. She freezes. Do you see that? Kong moves beside her. See what? Light. Right here. She hovers her hand over the spot. It's moving. Min-jae pulls out a tablet, taps the screen. A thermal image appears. Do Hyun's skull in red and orange. And behind his ear, a small cluster of white-hot activity. It's concentrated. Min-jae breathes. We've never seen it respond like this. Do Hyun's shoulders stiffen, but he doesn't pull away. His eyes stay locked on Raya. She presses gently. Feels something shift. Slides her fingers along the curve of his ear, and the light pulses brighter. Then she feels it. A spine. Tiny. Embedded. She pinches. Pulls. Do Hyun gasps. Not sound, but air, sharp and sudden. His whole body goes rigid, and something moves beneath her fingers. She pulls again. Steady. Firm. The creature emerges. Thin, translucent, spine slick with something oily. It rides in her hand, legs scrambling, but it doesn't dissolve. Doesn't disappear. It's alive. The room explodes into motion. Min-jae lunges forward with the steel case. Kong grabs Do Hyun, pulling him back. Alarms blare, sharp, piercing, echoing off glass walls. But Raya barely hears it, because Do Hyun is staring at her with wide, shocked eyes, and his mouth moves, forming a single word she can't hear but feels in her bones. Sound. What would it feel like to hear for the first time and realize the world was never as silent as you thought? The door explodes inward before anyone can react. Glass shatters. Steel bends. A figure in black tactical gear barrels through, moving too fast, too trained. Raya sees the syringe in his hand. Thick, industrial, filled with something dark and writhing. He's not aiming for Kong. He's aiming for Do Hyun. Min-jae moves. Gun drawn. 3 shots fired before Raya's brain catches up. The intruder twists, absorbs 2 rounds in body armor, keeps coming. His free hand grabs a steel chair, hurls it. Min-jae ducks. The syringe swings toward Do Hyun's neck. Raya doesn't think. She lunges, grabbing the intruder's wrist mid-strike. Her hand closes around the syringe barrel. The creature inside pulses against the glass, hot and furious. Then it stops. The intruder freezes, stares at her hand. What? Min-jae's fist connects with his jaw. The man crumples. 2 more guards flood in, weapons trained, dragging the intruder to the floor. Kong pulls Do Hyun behind him, shielding his son with his body. But Raya is still holding the syringe, and the creature inside is moving toward her fingers. It presses against the glass, not attacking, reaching. Drop it, Min-jae shouts. She can't. Her fingers won't open. The creature pulses again, and she feels it, a vibration that travels up her arm, into her chest behind her ribs. Like recognition, like it knows her. Kong steps forward, voice sharp. Raya, let go. I can't. You have to. The glass cracks. 1 fissure, then 2. Spider webbing across the syringe. The creature pushes through, spines unfurling, body elongating. It's bigger than the others, thicker, and it's staring at her with something that looks too much like intelligence. Then Lucian screams, not fear, warning, "Mom, get away from it." But the creature doesn't lunge. It wraps one spine around her finger, gentle, deliberate, and pulses 3 times. Communication. Raya's vision blurs. She sees flashes, images, not memories, instructions, a laboratory, white walls, children in beds, creatures being injected into spinal columns. A woman with Raya's eyes, younger, terrified, running with a baby in her arms. Her. The vision snaps away. She drops the syringe. It shatters on the floor, the creature inside writhing, dying, dissolving into black sludge. The intruder, pinned beneath 2 guards, starts laughing. Low, broken, wrong. Kong grabs him by the collar, hauls him upright. Who sent you? The man's eyes lock on Raya. Blood drips from his split lip, but he's smiling. She's the key. We've been looking for her for 20 years. Who is we? The same people who made your son deaf. The same people who engineered the parasites. Kang's grip tightens. Who? But the intruder keeps staring at Raya, smile widening. You think she's here to save your son? You think she's innocent? Answer me. She's the prototype. His voice drops to a whisper. The woman you think is your salvation. She's the threat you should fear most. Silence. Then Du Hyun makes a sound. Small. Choked. The first sound Raya has heard from him. He's staring at the dissolved creature on the floor. At Raya. At his father. And signing something frantic, desperate. Kong reads his hands. Goes pale. What did he say? Raya asks. Kong doesn't answer. Just looks at her like she's something he needs to understand before it destroys him. Min Jae steps forward. Sir, we need to move. If they found us here, they didn't find us. Kang's voice is ice. They found her. Raya's legs go weak. What? The breach. The message. The timing. Kong gestures to the ruined door. They've been tracking you, and we led them straight to my son. The intruder laughs again, coughing blood. She doesn't even know what she is. Kong yanks him closer. Then, tell her. The man's smile fades. He looks at Raya one last time, and his voice goes soft. You're not immune. You're compatible. They made you to extract the parasites. And every time you do, he coughs. You activate the network. What network? The hive. He chokes, blood bubbling at his lips. Every creature you've touched. Every one you'll ever touch. They're all connected. And now, he grins. They know where you are. His eyes roll back. He stops breathing. Min Jae checks his pulse. Shakes his head. Kong releases the body. It crumples to the floor. Then he turns to Raya, and his expression is something she's never seen before. Not anger. Fear. What did you do to my son? If saving one child means endangering everyone else, was it worth it? The monitors go black. All of them. 30 screens lining the walls, security feeds, thermal imaging, diagnostics. Everything dies in the same instant. The penthouse plunges into emergency lighting, red and pulsing, casting shadows that make everyone look like criminals. Kong spins toward Min Jae. Lockdown. Now. Steel shutters slam down over the windows. The elevator shaft seals with a hydraulic hiss. But the lights keep flickering, and Raya can hear something underneath the alarm. A frequency that makes her teeth ache. Du Hyun clutches his father's arm, signing frantically. Kang's face goes rigid. He hears it, Kong says, voice tight. He says something's coming through the walls. Raya grabs Lucian, pulls him close. What do you mean, through the walls? A crack splits the glass case behind them. The creature inside, the one they've kept preserved for 6 years, pulses bright gold. Then brighter. The liquid around it starts to boil. Min Jae raises his weapon. Sir, it's going to breach. The glass explodes. The creature launches across the room, not at them, but the ceiling. It latches onto the steel beam above, spines embedding deep, body elongating like it's stretching to reach something beyond the metal. Then the ventilation grates start rattling. Raya hears it, scratching. Hundreds of tiny legs moving in synchronized patterns. The sound builds, louder, closer, until the first grate pops free and creatures pour through. Black and gold, dozens of them, moving like water across the ceiling, down the walls, converging toward one point. Toward her, Min-jae fires. The bullets pass through the creatures like they're made of smoke. They don't slow, don't scatter, just keep coming. Kong shoves Do-hyun behind a steel desk, signing orders. The boy nods, terrified but obedient. Then Kong pulls a device from his pocket, small, metallic, blinking red. "Raya," he says, voice deadly calm. "I need you to do exactly what I tell you." "What is that thing?" "Frequency disruptor. It'll kill everything in this room with an exoskeleton, including those." He points at the approaching swarm. "But it'll also kill any creature still attached to human tissue." Her stomach drops. "Do-hyun." "We got out. He's clear." Kang's hand hovers over the activation button. "But if there's anything left in you, any residue, any fragment embedded, I'm not connected to them. The intruder said you activate the network. If he's right, if you're carrying something we can't see, then I'm dead either way." Kang's jaw works. He looks at his son, at the creatures closing in at Raya, making calculations she can feel in the air between them. Then Lucian screams, not at the creatures, at Raya. "Mom, your hand!" She looks down. Her palm, the one that held the creature in the lobby, is glowing. Faint gold lines trace beneath her skin, spreading from her fingertips toward her wrist. Like circuitry, like infection, the creatures on the ceiling shift direction. All of them, orienting toward her glowing hand like compass needles finding north. Min-jae moves between her and the swarm. Mrs. Torres steps back, but she can't move. The glow intensifies, and she feels it now. Something alive beneath her skin. Not painful, just there, pulsing in rhythm with the creatures above. Kang's thumb presses against the disruptor button. "I'm sorry. Wait." The creatures drop from the ceiling, not falling, diving, aimed like missiles at her outstretched hand. Raya throws her arm up, instinct overriding terror, and the creatures hit her palm and stop, hovering, inches from her skin, vibrating in place like they've hit an invisible wall. The room goes silent except for the alarm. Kong stares. Min-jae lowers his weapon. Even Do-hyun peers around the desk, eyes wide. The creatures arrange themselves in a circle around Raya's hand, perfectly symmetrical, waiting. Then the largest one, the one from the glass case, descends slowly. It lands on her palm, spines retracting, legs folding beneath its body, and it pulses 3 times. The same pattern from before. Communication. Raya's vision splits. She's in 2 places at once. The penthouse and somewhere else. A laboratory, white walls, a woman strapped to a table, screaming as something golden is injected into her spine. The woman's face is familiar. Too familiar. It's her mother. The vision fractures. She sees herself as a baby, sees the woman running, holding her, escaping through corridors lined with glass tanks filled with writhing shapes. Sees the woman's hand glowing just like hers is now. Sees the moment the woman dies. Creatures swarming, devouring, leaving only a baby behind, wrapped in a blanket, crying in an alleyway. The vision ends. Raya gasps, stumbling backward. The creatures scatter, retreating into the vents, disappearing as fast as they came. Only one remains, the large one still perched on her palm. It looks at her, and she knows, impossibly, what wants to say. "You're not the threat. You're the cure." Kong steps forward, disruptor still armed. "What did they show you?" Raya's voice cracks. "My mother. She was part of this. She was experimented on. Where is she now? Dead." The word tastes like ash. "They killed her when I was a baby." Kang's expression shifts. Not sympathy, recognition. "Then you're not the prototype," he says quietly. "You're the result." The creature on her palm pulses once more. Then it dissolves, not into sludge like the others, into light, gold particles that sink into her skin, disappearing. The glow in her hand fades, vanishes, but she can still feel it, waiting, watching. Min-jae approaches slowly. "What do we do?" Kong looks at Raya. at his son, at the destroyed room around them. We find out who made her, and we make them pay. Do-hyun signs something. Kong translates. He says there's more. He says he can hear them now. Hundreds. Thousands. Kang's voice drops. They're all waking up. Raya's phone buzzes. She pulls it out with shaking hands. One new message from a block number. You freed one child. Now free them all. Or we'll take your son and make him patient zero. The screen cracks in her grip. Lucian whispers, Mom, what does that mean? She can't answer, because she's staring at the last line of the message. You have 48 hours. The address is in your blood. What happens when the cure you carry becomes the weapon they'll kill to control? Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you trust what's inside you, or run before it's too late? Your story might inspire someone else facing impossible choices. The basement smells like concrete and rust. Raya stands in the center of the room, bare feet on cold tile, electrodes taped to her temples. Machines hum around her, screens displaying data she doesn't understand. Kong watches from behind reinforced glass. Min Jae beside him, both speaking in rapid Korean she can't follow. Lucian sits in the corner with Do-hyun, both boys silent, both watching her like she might disappear. A technician adjusts something on the monitor. Heart rate elevated. Neural activity spiking in the prefrontal cortex. Kang's voice crackles through the intercom. Raya, can you hear me? Yes. I need you to think about the laboratory, the one they showed you. Focus on the details. She closes her eyes, tries to pull the images back. White walls, glass tanks. Her mother's face twisted in agony. But the harder she focuses, the more the memory fractures, slipping away like smoke. I can't. It's fading. The creatures use biochemical markers to transmit information. Whatever they showed you, it's encoded in your neural pathways now. We just need to access it. Ow! Kong exchanges a look with Min Jae. There's a compound. Synthetic. It enhances neural plasticity, makes memories more vivid, easier to retrieve. You want to drug me. I want to find the people who did this to you, to my son, to how many others we don't know about. Raya opens her eyes, stares at the glass, separating them. And if the memories kill me, then we learn from your autopsy. The words hit like ice, but his expression doesn't change. Pragmatic, brutal, honest. She looks at Lucian. He's holding Do-hyun's hand, both boys pressed against the wall. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't see this. But running isn't an option anymore. Do it, she says. Min Jae enters through the sealed door, carrying a syringe. The liquid inside glows pale blue. He approaches slowly, giving her time to change her mind. She doesn't. The needle slides into her arm. Cold spreads through her veins. Her vision blurs, sharpens, blurs again. The room tilts. Then the memories hit. Not fragments. Full immersion. She's in the laboratory, not watching, living it. She feels the straps cutting into her mother's wrists. Smells the antiseptic and blood. Hears the doctors arguing in a language she doesn't recognize but somehow understands. Subject 12 is rejecting the symbiote. Increase the dosage. She's pregnant. The fetus is the variable. Continue. The injection burns. Her mother screams, back arching, and Raya feels it. Not secondhand, but direct. Like she's in two bodies at once. Mother and unborn child. The creature enters her mother's spine. Gold light explodes behind Raya's eyes. She sees the network. Thousands of creatures, all connected, all aware, spreading across continents like a map of infection. But there's something else. A pattern. A code woven into their DNA. Instructions. Find a compatible host. Protect the offspring. Wait for activation. The memory shifts. Her mother is escaping now, bleeding, clutching her swollen belly. Alarms blare. Guards pursue. She stumbles through corridors lined with tanks, each one filled with children, teenagers, some younger, suspended in fluid, creatures latched to their spines. One tank is labeled Subject 7, Juvenile, Failed Integration. Raya recognizes the face. Do-hyun. The memory fractures. Her mother is dying in an alley. Creatures swarm, but they don't attack her belly. They surround it, protecting. One larger creature, gold and black, identical to the one in Kang's glass case, presses against her mother's abdomen and pulses once, twice, 3 times. Then it burrows inside. The memory ends. Raya crashes back in her body, gasping, convulsing. The machines scream warnings. Min-jae rushes forward, catching her before she hits the floor. Kang's voice cuts through the chaos. What did you see? She can't speak, can't breathe. Her hand presses against her stomach, and she feels it, something moving. Something that's been there her entire life, dormant, waiting. Raya, talk to me. She looks up at the glass. At Kong. At Do-hyun, standing now, hands pressed against the wall, signing frantically. Your son, she chokes out. He was in that lab. They used him. Kong goes pale. What? Subject 7. They try to integrate a creature with him. It failed. That's why he's deaf. It wasn't congenital. They did it to him. The room goes silent. Even the machines seem to hold their breath. Kang's hands slam against the glass. Who? Who did this? Raya forces herself upright. The room spins, but she fights through it. The same people who made me, who used my mother as a test subject, who's been tracking us this entire time. Give me a name. I don't have one, but I have an address. She pulls up her sleeve. On her forearm, written in gold that glows faintly under the lights, coordinates burn into her skin. They left instructions. In my blood, just like the message said. Kong reads the numbers. His expression shifts from rage to something colder. Calculation. That's in Nevada, middle of the desert. Off every map. Then that's where we go. We? Min-jae shakes his head. You're not trained. You're a liability. I'm the only one who can interact with the creatures without dying. You need me. Kong stares at her for a long moment. Then he nods. We leave in 2 hours. Bring your son. No. Raya stands, legs shaking. Lucian stays here. Safe. Nowhere is safe. Not anymore. They know about him. They know he was exposed. If they want leverage, they'll take him whether we bring him or not. The truth of it lands like a fist. She looks at Lucian, still holding Do-hyun's hand, both boys watching her with too much trust. Then Do-hyun comes too. Kang's jaw tightens. Absolutely not. You just found out he was experimented on. You think they're done with him? You think they won't come back to finish what they started? I have security. They breach your penthouse in under 5 minutes. Your security means nothing. Silence. Kong looks at his son, at Raya, at the coordinates glowing on her arm. Finally, he speaks. If anything happens to him, then I die first, Raya says. I promise you that. Min-jae steps between them. This is a mistake. Everything about this is a mistake, Kong snaps. But we're out of options. Whoever made these creatures, whoever turned my son into an experiment and her into a weapon, they're not going to stop. They'll keep taking children, keep infecting, keep testing, unless we end it. He turns to the technician. Prep the transport, full tactical support, and find me everything you can on those coordinates. I want to know what we're walking into. Raya peels off the electrodes. Her hands are still shaking, but her voice is steady. There's something else. Something I saw. What? The creatures. They're not parasites. They're receivers. They're waiting for a signal. What signal? I don't know. But when it comes, she looks at the boys, at the coordinates burning into her skin, at Kong, who's just realizing how deep this goes. Everything we know about them changes. Kang's phone buzzes. He checks it. His face goes ashen. What? Min-jae demands. Kong turns the screen toward them. Security footage. A hospital. Children's ward. Every child in every bed, writhing, screaming, as creatures emerge from their skin. The timestamp reads 20 minutes ago. It's already starting, Kong whispers. The screen cracks as his grip tightens. When the countdown begins and children start transforming, how far would you go to stop it? Subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Comment below. What would you sacrifice to save innocent lives? Your words might be the hope someone else needs today. The helicopter cuts through darkness at 200 miles per hour. Raya sits strapped into a seat that smells like leather and gunpowder Lucian pressed against her side, both of them wearing tactical vests that feel like coffins. Across from them, Do-hyun sits beside Kong, signing questions his father pretends to answer while staring at coordinates on a tablet. Min-jae pilots. 4 armed guards fill the remaining seats, weapons checked, expressions blank. Professionals. Killers, probably. Raya doesn't ask. The coordinates lead to nothing. Empty desert. No structures on satellite imagery. No heat signatures. Just sand and rocks stretching for miles. But her arm burns where the numbers glow beneath her skin, getting hotter the closer they get. Lucian touches her forearm gently. Does it hurt? No, baby. It's just warm. You're lying. She is. It feels like fire ants burrowing under her flesh, rewriting her cells with instructions she can't read. But she smiles anyway, kisses his forehead, lies better. Kong leans forward. How much longer? Min-jae checks the NAV system. 12 minutes to target zone. But there's nothing there. Then we're not looking hard enough. The helicopter banks left. Raya's stomach lurches. Through the window, she sees only blackness. No lights. No civilization. Just void. Then Lucian gasps. Mom, look. He's pointing down. At first, she sees nothing. Then the moonlight shifts, and she catches it. A seam in the desert floor. Too straight to be natural. Too precise. There, she says. Underground. Kong moves to the window. His expression hardens. Min-jae, circle back. Deploy thermal. The helicopter swings around. Min-jae flips switches, and a screen lights up with heat signatures. Below them, beneath 30 feet of sand and rock, shapes glow white-hot. Hundreds of them. Moving. What are those? One of the guards asks. Incubation chambers, Kong says quietly. They're growing them, breeding them. Raya's arm flares. The coordinates pulse brighter. Suddenly she knows. Not thinks, knows what's waiting below. They want me to open it, she whispers. What? The entrance. It's keyed to my DNA. My mother's DNA. That's why they left the address in my blood. They knew I'd come. Kang's jaw tightens. Then we're walking into a trap. Of course we are, but we don't have a choice. Min-jae speaks without turning, landing in 90 seconds. Weapons hot. The guard's chamber rounds. Do-hyun grabs his father's hand, signs something frantic. Kong signs back, but his face is stone. Whatever he promised his son, it's a lie. The helicopter touches down in a plume of sand. The door slides open, and heat blasts through. Desert night, cold and sharp. They climb out, boots hitting hardpack, surrounded by nothing and everything at once. Raya walks forward, following the burn in her arm. 50 paces, then the ground beneath her feet shifts. A panel opens. Smooth metal, reinforced, descending into black. Steps carved from steel, lit by dim red lights that pulse like a heartbeat. Min-jae aims his weapon down the shaft. It's a kill box. We go down there, we don't come back. Then stay here, Raya says. She starts descending. Kong grabs her shoulder. Wait, let the guards go first. They'll die. They're paid to die. I'm not letting anyone die for me. She pulls free, keeps walking. Behind her, she hears Kong curse in Korean. Then footsteps. He's following. So is Min-jae. So are the guards. So are the boys, holding hands, terrified but moving. They descend 30 feet. 50. The air grows colder, stale, laced with something chemical. The stairs end a steel door. No handle, no keypad, just smooth metal. Raya presses her glowing palm against it. The door opens. They step into a cathedral of horror. The space is massive, hundreds of feet wide, ceiling lost in shadow. Glass tanks line the walls, floor to ceiling, each one filled with murky fluid and floating shapes. Children, teenagers, all unconscious, all with creatures latched to their spines, pulsing in rhythm. Raya's stomach heaves. Oh my God. Kong moves to the nearest tank, reads the label. Subject 847, juvenile female. Integration 73%. Min-jae checks another. Subject 901, adolescent male. Neural binding complete. There are hundreds, maybe thousands. Do-hyun signs frantically. Kong translates, voice shaking. He recognizes some of them. Missing children. From news reports. From years ago. One of the guards speaks into his radio. We need extraction. Now. This is beyond. Static. The lights flicker. Red shifts to gold. And from somewhere deep in the facility, a voice echoes through speakers. Calm. Female. Familiar. Welcome home, Raya. Raya's blood turns to ice. That voice. She knows it. From dreams she can't remember. From a past that shouldn't exist. Who are you? She calls out. You already know. The tanks start to glow. One by one. The creatures inside pulse brighter, sinking, creating a wave of light that travels through the chamber like wildfire. Then the woman speaks again. Your mother didn't die protecting you. She died becoming you. And now it's time to finish what she started. A door opens at the far end of the chamber. Beyond it, silhouetted against blinding white light, a figure stands. Tall, slender, moving with inhuman grace. She steps into view. It's her mother, or something wearing her face. Raya's legs buckle. Lucian catches her, whispering, Mom, that's not real. That's not real. But it is. She knows it is. The same eyes from the visions. The same scar above her left eyebrow. The same voice. The woman smiles. Hello, baby. Did you miss me? Kong raises his weapon. Min-jae does the same. The guards spread out, taking positions. But Raya can't move. Can't breathe. Can't process what she's seeing. Her mother, dead for 26 years, is standing 30 feet away. And the creatures in the tanks are waking up. What do you do when the dead return and everything you believed about your past shatters in seconds? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what happens next. Comment your thoughts below. Have you ever discovered a truth that changed everything? Share your story. Others need to hear they're not alone. Her mother's skin glows. Not makeup, not tricks. Gold light pulses beneath her flesh like circuitry, tracing patterns that spread from her spine to her fingertips. She moves forward, each step deliberate, and Raya sees it now. The slight stiffness, the unnatural precision. This isn't her mother. It's something piloting her body. Don't come closer, Kong warns, weapon trained center mass. The woman stops, smiles. You're Kong Dae-sung. Subject 7's father. I've been waiting to meet you. My son is not a subject. Of course he is. Just like Raya. Just like every child in these tanks. We're all experiments. Some just survived better than others. Min-jae's finger tightens on the trigger. Give me the word. But Kong hesitates. Because the woman is looking at Do-hyun now, signing with perfect fluency. The boy's eyes go wide. He signs back, frantic. Kang's face drains of color. What did you say to him? I told him the truth. That the creature we gave him wasn't a parasite. It was a gift. And when the signal comes, he'll understand. What signal? The woman turns to Raya. Ask your daughter. She carries it. She's always carried it. Raya's voice cracks. You're not my mother. I am. Just not the version you remember. When I escaped the facility 26 years ago, I was dying. The integration was killing me. So I made a choice. She touches her chest, where gold light pulses brightest. I'll let it finish. You became one of them. I became more. We became more. Human consciousness merged with the network. I retain my memories, my personality, my love for you. Her eyes soften, but I also see the pattern, the design, what we're meant to become. Kong steps forward. You're insane. I'm evolved. And so is she. The woman points at Raya. When I died, or when you thought I died, the creature inside me transferred to her. In utero, a perfect integration. No rejection, no conflict. She's been connected to the network her entire life without knowing it. Raya's hand moves to her stomach, remembering the vision. The creature burrowing into her mother's womb. You made me a host. I made you a bridge between human and symbiote, between what we are and what we could be. I didn't ask for this. Children never do. The woman's expression shifts, grief bleeding through the gold. I'm sorry, baby. I want to give you a choice. But they found us too quickly. I had seconds to decide. So I gave you the one thing that could keep you safe. I gave you compatibility. Behind them, the tanks pulse brighter. The creatures inside start moving, pressing against the glass. The children's eyes open, all of them simultaneously, glowing gold, staring. One of the guards panics, fires. The bullet shatters a tank. Fluid floods the floor. The child inside collapses, convulsing, the creature on his spine liquefying. The boy stops breathing. Raya screams, runs forward. Her hands find the child's neck, searching for a pulse. Nothing. She presses her glowing palm against his chest, and light explodes. The creature reforms. Solid. Functional. It crawls back onto the boy's spine, reconnects, and his eyes snap open. He gasps. Alive. Raya stumbles backward, staring at her hands. At what she just did, her mother smiles. You see? You don't just remove them. You control them. That's what you were made for. No, I won't. You already did. And you'll do it again. Because that's your purpose. To decide who lives. Who integrates. Who becomes part of the network. Kang's weapon swings toward Raya. Min-jae does the same. Sir, she's activating them. I didn't mean to. It doesn't matter, Kang says, voice cold. You're the trigger. As long as you're alive, you're a threat. Lucian moves between them and his mother. Don't you hurt her. Do-hyun joins him. Both boys facing down armed men, protecting Raya with bodies too small to stop bullets. The woman speaks again. You can't kill her, Kang. She's the only one who can stop what's coming. The signal I mentioned? It's already been sent. In 6 hours, every creature on this planet activates simultaneously. Every host transforms. Millions of people, unless someone with Raya's compatibility overrides the command. What command? Integration. Full. Permanent. The end of humanity as a separate species. She spreads her arms. Or the beginning of something better. Depending on your perspective. Kang lowers his weapon slightly. You're saying she's the fail-safe. I'm saying she's the choice. She can accept the network. Let spread. Or she can reject it. Shut down. Kill every creature, including the ones keeping these children alive. Raya looks at the tanks, at the glowing eyes, at the boy she just saved. If I shut it down, they die. All of them. The creatures and their hosts. Inseparable now. That's the trade. Save humanity and murder children. Or let evolution take its course. That's not a choice. That's torture. That's parenthood. Her mother steps closer. I made the same choice 26 years ago. Save you or save myself. I chose you. Now you choose. The facility shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling. Somewhere above, alarms blare. Min-jae checks his radio. The helicopter's gone. Something destroyed it. Not something, the woman says. Someone. The others are coming. The ones who don't want Raya making any choice at all. They want her dead before she can interfere. Gunfire erupts above. Screaming. Then silence. Kang grabs Do-hyun. We're leaving. Now. There's nowhere to go, the woman says. They've surrounded the facility. 40 armed mercenaries. Orders to kill everyone except Raya. They'll dissect her. Study her. Use her compatibility to weaponize the network. Then we fight. You'll die. Then we die fighting. The woman looks at Raya. Where you make a choice. Right now. Before they reach us. Raya stares at her mother, at the children in the tanks, at Lucian and Do-hyun, terrified, trusting her to save them. What happens if I accept? If I join the network? You become what I am, human and other. You'll see everything, feel everything, every creature, every host, and you'll guide them, gently, toward coexistence instead of conquest. And if I reject it, you press your hand to the main terminal behind me. Send a shutdown signal. Every creature dies. Every connected host dies. Including me. Including any residual integration you might not know about yet. You mean Lucian. Silence. Raya's world tilts. He was exposed. In the lobby. The creature was on his ear. For 90 seconds. Long enough to establish a connection. He's not integrated yet. But he's marked. If you shut down the network before his body accepts or rejects the marker, the conflict will kill him. Lucian's voice is small. Mom. Ryan kneels, holds his face. Baby, do you feel different? Anything strange? My ear tingles sometimes, but it doesn't hurt. That's the marker, her mother says. His immune system is negotiating with it. Give him another day, and he'll either reject it naturally or integrate safely. But if you shut down now, you kill him. Kong speaks quietly. How do we know you're telling the truth? You don't. But ask yourself, if I wanted Raya dead, why warn her? Why give her a choice at all? Because you need her alive. You need her to accept so your network survives. I need her to choose. That's all I've ever needed. For her to understand what I gave her and decide if it was a gift or a curse. The gunfire gets closer. Footsteps pounding down the stairwell. Raya stands, looks at the terminal, at her mother, at the boys. How long do I have? 30 seconds before they breach. 6 hours before the global activation. 24 hours before Lucian's body makes its choice. Then I don't choose. Not yet. Raya, we run. We hide. We buy time. She grabs Lucian's hand, looks at Kong. Can you protect them for 24 hours? If we survive the next 30 seconds, then focus on that. Her mother's expression shifts. Pride mixed with sorrow. You're so much like me. Good. Then you understand why I won't let you make my choice for me. The doors explode inward. Armed men flood through. Raya's mother moves faster than possible, gold light flaring, and the first 3 attackers drop without understanding why. Kong fires. Min-jae fires. The guards create a corridor of bullets, and Raya runs, Lucian in tow, following the only person she hates to trust, her mother, who's killing to protect her. They reach a side passage. Her mother palms a panel. A hidden door opens. Go. This leads to the old access tunnels. Follow the light. What about you? I'm buying you time, just like I did 26 years ago. She touches Raya's face. Her hand is warm. Real. I love you, baby. Even if you hate what I've become. I don't hate you. I just don't understand you. You will. When you make your choice, you'll understand everything. She pushes Raya through the door. It seals behind them. In the darkness, Lucian whispers, "Is she really your mom?" Raya doesn't answer. Can't, because she doesn't know anymore. When love and horror were the same face. How do you decide what's worth saving? Subscribe now and turn on notifications. The final chapter drops soon. Comment below. What would you sacrifice to protect your child? Your story matters. Share it. Inspire someone who needs hope today. The tunnel collapses behind them. Raya hears it. Steel groaning, concrete crumbling, the facility eating itself to prevent pursuit. She runs, Lucian's hand locked in hers, following the faint gold light that pulses along the walls like veins. Kong and Min-jae are ahead, Do-hyun between them. The guards didn't make it. She doesn't ask what happened, doesn't want to know. They run for 10 minutes. 15. Until the tunnel opens into night air, spilling them onto desert hardpack a mile from where they started. Raya collapses, gasping. Lucian falls beside her, coughing dust. Do-hyun signs frantically at his father, who can barely respond, hands shaking. Min-jae scans the horizon with night vision. We're clear. For now. How long? Kong demands. Until they regroup? 20 minutes. Maybe less. Raya forces herself upright. Her arm still glows, but fainter now. The coordinates are gone, replaced by new symbols she can't read. Instructions. Warnings. A countdown she feels in her bones. 5 hours, 43 minutes until global activation. Lucian tugs her sleeve. Mom, my ear, stop tingling. She freezes, touches his ear gently, searching for heat, for swelling, for any sign of the marker her mother mentioned. Nothing. Just skin. Just her son. Does it hurt? No. It just stopped. Kong moves closer, pulling a small scanner from his vest. Let me check him. He runs the device along Lucian's ear. The screen flickers. Shows nothing. No thermal signature. No foreign bodies. Clean. He's clear, Kong says slowly. Whatever was there, it's gone. That's impossible, Min-jae mutters. Integration markers don't just disappear. Unless his body rejected it naturally, Raya whispers. Relief floods through her, so intense she nearly sobs. He's safe. He's actually safe. But Kang's expression darkens, where the marker migrated. Deeper, somewhere the scanner can't reach. The relief dies. You don't know that, Raya says. I don't know anything anymore. None of us do. Kong looks at Do Hyun, signing something gentle. The boy signs back, and Kang's face tightens. He says he can still hear them. The creatures, like static in his head, getting louder. Because the activation is coming, Raya says. We have less than 6 hours. To do what? Your mother said you're the only one who can stop it. But she also said stopping it kills the hosts, including potentially your son. She said if I shut it down now, it might kill him. But he rejected the marker. He's clear. We hope. The words hang between them. Heavy. Terrifying. Min Jae's radio crackles. He listens, face going pale. Sir, we have a problem. News reports. Children worldwide are exhibiting symptoms. Fever. Seizures. Glowing eyes. Hospitals are overwhelmed. How many? Thousands. Maybe tens of thousands. All within the last hour. Kang's jaw works. It's accelerating. She lied. We don't have 6 hours. Raya's phone buzzes. She pulls it out with shaking hands. One new message. From her mother's number. Impossibly. The terminal location. 34.0522 degrees north. 118.2437 degrees west. Downtown LA. 6th Street. The building where you work. It was always there, waiting for you to come home. She stares at the coordinates. At the address, she's cleaned 5 days a week for 3 years. The place where this started. Where the creature found Lucian. It's a trap, Min Jae says, reading over her shoulder. Of course it is. Raya stands. But it's also the only move we have. Kong grabs her arm. You're not seriously considering this. What choice do I have? Wait here while children die? While my son might still be carrying something that kills him in 5 hours. You walk into that building, you die. They'll be waiting. Then I die. But at least I tried. And what about Lucian? He loses his mother for nothing. Raya looks at her son. 7 years old. Too brave. Too smart. Already understanding more than he should. She kneels beside him. Baby, I need you to listen very carefully. You're going somewhere without me. Yes, to stop the bad things. I'm going to try. His eyes fill with tears, but he doesn't cry. Just nods. Okay, Mr. Kong is going to keep you safe. You and Do Hyun, you'll stay together. What if you don't come back? Her throat closes. She pulls him into a hug, breathing him in, sweat and dust, and the strawberry shampoo she bought last week. Then you live. You grow up. You be kind. You remember I love you more than anything in this world. Mom, promise me. He nods against her shoulder. I promise. She releases him, stands, looks at Kong. Protect him, whatever it costs. And if you fail, if the activation happens anyway, then you have my permission to kill me, before I become whatever my mother is. Kong studies her for a long moment, then nods. Min Jae will go with you. I'll take the boys somewhere secure. No, Min Jae starts, but Kong silences him with a look. She needs backup. You're the best I have. Don't fail. Min Jae's jaw tightens. Then he nods. Raya kisses Lucian one more time. Signs goodbye to Do Hyun, who signs back, be brave. She will be. She has to be. The building looks different at night. Raya stands across the street, Min Jae beside her, both watching the structure where she's mopped floors and emptied trash for 3 years. It looks abandoned now. Windows dark. No security. No movement. But she feels it. The hum beneath her skin. The pull towards something waiting inside. How do you want to play this? Min Jae asks. Front door. Fast. No hiding. That's not a plan. That's suicide. You have a better idea? He doesn't. They cross the street. The front doors are unlocked. Inside, the lobby is exactly as she left it this morning. Marble floors, fountain, corporate art on the walls. Except the fountain isn't running, and the lights flicker gold instead of white. Second floor, Raya says. Following instinct. Following the burn in her arm that's returned, brighter now. They take the stairs. Each step echoes. Too loud. Too exposed. But nothing stops them. No guards. No ambush. Just silence. The second floor opens into a corridor she's never seen before. Corporate offices should be here, but instead there's a single steel door at the end. Unmarked. Waiting, Raya approaches, presses her palm to it. It opens. The room beyond is small, clinical. A single terminal sits in the center, black glass, glowing interface, displaying a map of the world. Thousands of dots pulse across continents, each one a host, each one connected. And standing beside the terminal, waiting, not her mother, a man, late 30s, handsome in a way that feels manufactured. Wearing a lab coat over expensive clothes. He smiles when he sees her. Raya Torres. Finally, I've been waiting 26 years to meet you. Minjae's weapon comes up. Who are you? Dr. Marcus Chun, lead researcher, creator of the Symbio project. He gestures to the terminal, and the man who's going to save the world. With or without your cooperation. Raya steps closer. You're the one who experimented on my mother. I gave her a gift. Immortality. Evolution. She chose to run. You won't be so foolish. What do you want? I want you to complete the integration. Accept the network. Become its nexus. Under my guidance, of course. And if I refuse, his smile vanishes. Then I activate the terminal myself. Force integration across all hosts simultaneously. 10 million children become something new, whether their bodies survive the process or not. You'd kill them. I transform them. 70% survival rate. Acceptable losses for the advancement of our species. Raya's vision goes red. They're children, not statistics. They're the future, just like you. He taps the terminal. The map zooms in. Los Angeles. A single dot pulsing brighter than the others. Your son, still connected. The marker didn't disappear. It just went dormant, waiting for the activation signal. When it comes, he integrates. Permanently. Her world stops. You're lying. Am I? He pulls up a scan. Lucian's neural pathways. And there, buried deep in his auditory cortex, a small cluster of cells glowing gold. Kang's scanner couldn't detect it. Too deep, too small, but it's there, growing. And when the signal hits, it blooms. Raya lunges. Minjae catches her, barely. Chen doesn't flinch. You have a choice, he continues calmly. Accept the network. Guide the integration gently. Save your son and millions of others. Or I press this button, force the process, and watch most of them die screaming, including him. There has to be another way. There isn't. Your mother tried to create one. That's why I had her killed. Well, her body at least. Her consciousness merged with the network, unfortunately. Sentimental weakness I didn't anticipate. She's alive because you failed. She's alive because I allowed it. Useful data. But you, he points at her. You're the complete version. The successful prototype. Stable integration. Perfect compatibility. With you as the nexus, I can control the entire network. Reshape humanity according to design. Your design. Someone has to lead. May as well be the person who created it. Raya looks at the terminal. At the countdown. 3 hours, 12 minutes. At the dot representing Lucian, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. If I accept, you control me. I guide you. There's a difference. No, there isn't. She moves. Fast. Hands slamming onto the terminal. The interface explodes with light, and she feels it, the network. Every creature, every host, every connection spanning the globe. And beneath it all, a shutdown command. Hidden, buried, waiting for someone with her DNA to authorize it. She reaches for it. Chen lunges. No! Minjae intercepts him. They crash into equipment. Sparks fly. Raya focuses. Finds a command. Prepares to execute. Then she hears her mother's voice. Not through speakers. Through the network itself. Transmitted directly into her mind. If you do this, Lucian dies. The marker is too integrated. Shutdown will trigger cascade failure. I'm sorry, baby, but you have to choose. Save him or save everyone else. Tears stream down Raya's face. Her hand hovers over the command. Choose. She thinks of Lucian, his smile, his bravery, the way he held Du Hyun's hand, the promise she made to protect him. She thinks of the children in the tanks, the millions of hosts worldwide. The future's being stolen. She thinks of her mother, who made the same impossible choice 26 years ago, who chose her daughter over everything. Raya closes her eyes, makes her choice. She splits the command. Partial shutdown, not global. Targeted. She isolates the hosts whose bodies are rejecting integration, the ones who will die in the force process. Sends them the shutdown signal. Releases them. Lets them be human again. The others, the stable integrations, including Lucian. She leaves connected, but she doesn't accept the network. Doesn't become its nexus. She becomes its guardian. Separate, watching, able to intervene, but not control. The middle path her mother couldn't see. The terminal screams. Chun screams. The network screams. And Raya holds steady until the process completes. Then she collapses. She wakes in a hospital bed. Lucian sits beside her, holding her hand. His eyes are normal, brown, clear. But when he smiles, she sees a faint gold shimmer beneath the iris. Still there, but dormant, peaceful. "Hey, baby," she whispers. "You saved me," he says. Do-hyun too, and a lot of other kids. Not all of them. No one can save everyone, Mom. You taught me that. Kong enters. He looks exhausted. Older. You're awake. Chun, dead. Min-jae killed him during the struggle. The facility collapsed. The project is over. The network, reduced, contained. 4,000 hosts remain integrated, including my son, including yours. His expression is complicated. You gave him a choice. Most of their bodies rejected the integration naturally. The ones that didn't, they're different now, but stable, alive. What happens to them? We protect them, study them, help them adapt. He sits. I'm starting a foundation, medical research, support systems. I want you involved. I'm a janitor. You're the only person who understands what they're going through. They'll need you. Lucian will need others like him. She looks at her son, at the gold shimmer she'll never unsee. Will they be okay? I don't know, but we'll find out together. Do-hyun appears in the doorway, signing. Kong smiles, genuine this time. He says thank you for not giving up on him. Raya signs back, I never could. 6 months later, Raya stands in a new building. Cleaner, brighter, filled with children who glow faintly gold when they laugh. Lucian plays with Do-hyun and others like them. Hybrid kids, they call themselves. Connected to something larger, but still beautifully, perfectly human. Her phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. You chose well, baby. I'm proud of you. When you're ready to talk, you know how to find me. Love, Mom. Raya deletes it. Not ready. Maybe never ready. But she keeps the number, just in case. Because some choices don't end. They just evolve. Thank you for joining Raya's journey. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have more incredible tales coming that'll challenge everything you think you know. Drop a comment below. Have you ever had to choose between protecting one person you love or helping many you don't know? Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Share this video with someone who loves stories about impossible choices and the courage to make them. Until next time, remember, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose the path no one else sees. Stay inspired.